בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה.
נקבלה
Let's try that part again.
Try and sing with us. Don't just stare at us.
Shabbat Shalom. As the cantor tried to yell at us, you got to sing along in this service. And you got to sing very loud, because when you sing loud, then other people can hear you. If you sing to yourself, then only you hear yourself. So we'll try to sing it enough through and easy melodies so that you can easily sing along. Let's go to page 10 and sing How Good It Is That We're All Here Together this evening.
Page 10. Yes, under your chairs. The smaller of the two books. Hine matohu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matohu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Matohu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matovu manayim shevet achim gam It is with much excitement that we call up Kate, Hudson, Andrew, Harrison, and Harold Covell to light the candles. Why are we excited? Because Harrison becomes bar mitzvah tomorrow morning in this room at 10 a.m. And they're here from Washington, and Harrison has been meeting with us online for the last year almost. And you too can spread the word about our B'nai Mitzvah satellite program. Did you like it, Harrison? Yeah, good. So come on up, guys. You can come stand up here. You guys can just stand around. Who gets to do the fire? Strange fire. The strange fire. You just push really hard. It's on page 2 in your book.
Od pa.
Uh-oh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Thank you for bringing new light into our community. And we'll see you in a few. Yeah.
Let's go to page 24. Kadosh Baruch Hu.
Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Hakadosh Baruch Hu.
We began with some singing to get our bodies vibrating. We brought the light of Shabbat into the room. We're singing a little bit more. We'll be singing more and more as we go through the service, but I just wanted to stop here and kind of explain this is a special service today because it's Pride Month. And so this is our Pride Shabbat, which is why I'm wearing my Keith Haring socks. And these are kind of rainbow talitot.
5 years of celebrating Pride.
Exactly. But we're very excited for tonight to come together and to celebrate each other, really. And so I wanted to start in a moment. We're going to go quiet and think about this week and what happened to you this week in anticipation of the weekend and next week. But I wanted to read this reading for Pride Shabbat from Kol Neshama, which is a synagogue in Israel. It says, we come together. We come together this Shabbat, each bringing to this sanctuary a private world of hopes, of fears, of dreams. Some of us are burdened by anxieties and cares that all but crash our faith in the future. Others have hearts filled with happiness, grateful for the joys of the past week, yet unaware that even the most fortunate are vulnerable before the mystery of tomorrow. Every life is a unique blending of joy and sorrow, of fulfillment and frustration. Beneath our uniqueness, we are all bound together by our common humanity. All of us most deeply yearn for the blessings of freedom and peace. Each of us seeks the personal liberation of a mind that is not enslaved to conventional wisdom. A heart that is able to love without fear, a spirit that cries yes to the universe. Each of us strives, too, for the inner peace that comes with finding a harmony between our aspirations and our abilities. This is the Shabbat peace to which we aspire. So I ask that we look for that peace inside of ourselves. Go through our week. Think about where you stand and what I just read. See where you are in your life. Recognize that wherever you are right now is okay for now. Let's take a moment to reflect on our week, a Chazarat HaShavua. Let's take some silent time. We're on page 20.
לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור ודיבור אחד, השביענו אל המיוחד. אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה.
Verse 5.
התעוררי, התעוררי, כי בעורף קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה.
Let's rise and face the entrance and welcome the Sabbath bride.
בואי ושלום, עטרת מלך, גם בשמחה ובשולה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יללי, 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 בני שבת נקבלה.
Page 28, we face the ark for the Baruch Hu and our call to worship.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך. ברוך המבורך, המבורך לעולם ועד. Test. It's got to be as loud as me. Yeah.
I am unique from Sidor Shahar Zahav. My God, I thank you for my life, my soul and my body, for my name, for my sexual and affectionate nature, for my way of thinking and talking. Help me realize that in my qualities, I am unique in the world, and that no one like me has ever lived. For if there had ever before been someone like me, I would not have needed to exist. Help me make perfect my own ways of love and caring, that becoming perfect in my own way, I can honor your name and help bring about the coming of the Messianic age.
Each one of us is unique. Each one of us connects with the divine in a different way. But in the way that we connect to each other in such a way that everything just for a moment becomes one. Let us sing of that oneness.
Page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu,
invite Harrison back up to give us a little hint of his chanting for tomorrow. No pressure. Please sing along with him. We're on page 36 for Ve'ahavta. Let me make sure. It's quiet in here. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meodecha v'hayu havarim ha'ele asher anochi metzaveha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'divartam bam v'shitecha v'derecha v'derecha v'derech v'shachtecha v'yumecha v'tartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha v'tartam al mezuzot beitecha v'visharecha למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Emet.
Mazal tov.
Mazal tov, Harrison. We can't wait for tomorrow. Yasher koach.
As we continue on with our service, we go to page 40 and we sing about that moment when the Israelites were free. Hold on, we're gonna
lower it.
lower a little bit.
Shouldn't be the only the cantor can sing it.
Mi chamocha
Va'elim Adonai. Mi chamocha netar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot. Osei peleh. Nora tehilot.
page 42. We just ask for there to be a sense of peace over us as we go to sleep tonight. It can be very scary, very lonely to go to sleep. Just for there to be a sense that embraces us, makes us feel a little bit more peaceful than we were yesterday. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Indented parts. Ushmor tzeiteinu uvoeinu lechayim ushalom me'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. I'd like to take a moment before we get to the Amidah on page 46 to go to Misha Berach, blessing for those who are ill. And that can be found on 253 of the Siddur. We'll sing it together. And then I have a list of names to read. And then there may be some names online. And then I'll try to make eye contact with everybody here so you get an opportunity to call out the names of people that you love and care about, you're thinking about, that are in need of healing right now, in your minds, in your hearts. And then we'll gather those names, and in the second half of the blessing, we'll pray on behalf of all the names that were called. Misha Berach. Jill Kahn, Megan Cavallari, Eitan Chaim, Woody Clark, Patrice Feinstein, Judy Fenton, Tanaz Faladi, Shir Gaon, Andy Hale, Helene Hale, Iraj Harunian, Eric Innocenti, Marion Klieger, Bill Kelligan, Leah Marissa Bat Rivka Adina Veyakov Ruven, Brad Landy, Kathleen Agnes McCarthy, Velvo Ben Meir, Sheila Merowitz, Tali Merowitz, Sarah Batmalka, Rachel Moran, Jack Olshansky, Howard Rosen, Sue Russakoff, Lindy Sobel, Mahbube Soleimani, Luis Soto, Paul Vielik, Yudit Bat Nechama Mordechai, Halina Wachtel, Freddie Wolf, Andy Wu, Shala Zagi, and Howard Zellico.
Paul Yagi and Danny Clapman, Kevin Gasparini, Judy Fenton, Karen Alexander, Judy Henning.
I got it.
Sheldon Weiner, Steve Mudrick, David Riffin, Hav Ford, Faye Friedlander, McKenna Cooper Smith. We go now to page 46. We turn to the Amidah. We'll go to page 6. We'll start with the line together. We'll go through page 62 silently. When you're there, prayers in the Siddur, prayers in your heart. When you're done, you may be seated. And when we're all sitting, we'll go on with the service. But for now, please rise. Tehillah 60. Yes. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav HaYisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה לשלומך. שלום רב הישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב הישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. I get to invite them up?
Sure.
Huh, this is so exciting. I have so much pride in inviting up Mark and Nicholas. They both have difficult last names.
Yeah, try to pronounce that.
Nicholas Pasqua, Mark Maslia,
Or Mashiach.
or Mashiach.
Call you out. Why don't you guys come on up?
You're going to learn a lot more about them. Oh, you want to have them stay here? And I'll move?
Yeah, you can sit and maybe
Well-
get on the video. There's this and there's that.
You guys
So,
are going to have to look at their backs. Sorry.
We asked Mark and Nicholas to come and talk to us. And we want you to know that Mark is on our board of directors, so that's one thing.
Hello.
Nicholas is not. He is not on our board. But because it is Pride Shabbat, we asked Mark and Nicholas to come and talk. And you may ask me, why these guys? Right? They have different last names and all of this, but the fact is they are a couple, right? And in nowhere in our advertisements for this Shabbat did it say that. So we just maybe you could bring us up to date. You know, how long have you been together? How long have you been married? And all of that. Give us the story. Let's get going with that.
Yeah,
Let's
go.
So Mark and I, hi, I'm Nicholas. We met on a dating app in 2012, a few years before marriage was, a thing that was a reality and something allowed for us. So that was, 12 years ago. And then how we found the temple.
Well, so we,
You guys move closer together. It's
Yes.
just for the camera. Sorry.
sure. Hi.
And also just, I should have done this before. I'm really sorry, but
are
like,
hilarious.
these are in the way of the camera.
But yeah, we were introduced to the temple. I lived in Israel for a little bit when I was a kid, so it was important for me to, share that with him, to learn the community we were becoming a part of. And so we took a trip called HMI, Honeymoon Israel, which is targeted for interfaith couples or same-sex, two Jews where one hasn't been to Israel, to connect and build a community and relationship. And Rabbi Sarah Bassin was the rabbi on that trip. We became friends, and she married us a few years later. Yes,
She was a big part of it.
What's so incredible is I take for granted the fact that I live in Los Angeles, right? Our synagogue is literally less than a mile from West Hollywood. Sorry about that. The fact that I live in Los Angeles, I live right near West Hollywood, and the idea of Pride Month is like no-brainer, right? To have the two of you come and talk to us is a no-brainer. But if we're reminded of how long Pride Month has been in June, does anyone know the answer to that except for these guys? Does anyone know when Pride Month in June began? It began in 1969. Wow. And I was alive when that, right? Which means throughout my lifetime, there's been a real struggle for the LGBTQ community, plus community. It's been very, very difficult for this community to be accepted in the world, right? To be treated with respect. And so I just love that we have the two of you here. And one of the things that we were going to talk about today was, number one, how far we come, and how not far we've come. But especially when it comes to the workplace. Because Mark's in finance, and Nicholas is in healthcare technology. And how has it that the LGBTQ community is a part of that? How is it work through there? Is there anything to think about? Are we just assuming that we understand how to kind of welcome this community in, how much time is that? 40, I don't even know, 50 years, I guess? 54 years, thank you. See, I'm old, I can't do the math anymore. But so that's what we'd like to start talking about. Mark, if you'd like to begin, just kind of talking about where do you work, how is the community involved there, and then your own involvement and what you love about it.
So I work at Northwestern Mutual, Wealth Management Advisor, and I've been there, I've started my 7th year. I would say, over the past 5 years, it's been incredible to see all the progress we've started making on something that was kind of just a thought, I think, in the back. Northwestern had done certain things. They were one of the first people to allow people to apply for insurance as the gender they identify as. However, I was the only gay advisor in Southern California out of our district of 5 offices. And subtle things that I noticed, my job is to meet with people, find out what their goals are, how to protect their families. And, we have different relationships maybe, right? Or just how to talk when you see a ring on someone's finger, right? Educating my managing partner, maybe think about asking what's your spouse's name, not your wife's name or husband's name, because you're signaling to me. Otherwise, my thought is, he doesn't know I'm gay. I have to come out. Is this going to be an issue? Am I going to keep my job? Is this going to be comfortable? And it goes on. Whereas just one little change. And so I got asked to start our local LGBT Pride Committee, and to talk about things like surrogacy, adoption, I mean, all the things surrounding and educate. And that kind of then grew to my involvement with our home office and kind of in the ERG space. But I'll dive into that maybe a little more.
I do have a question for you. How do they have, like, how do you define a family in the company, right? Is there any kind of definition? Does it have to be two people that say they're related living under one roof? Like, how do they deal with that?
Yeah. So, especially, so I do insurance and investments. A lot of this touches on the insurance side, right? We have legally, right? Are you legally married? That's going to be a family.
Right.
However, we have issues for like gender on an application. It's a state document. And, dealing with the community, we can't put binary. We have to force people into a box that they might not feel comfortable because across the country, they're state documents. And we know how, they're state, it's a contract, it's a state contract. And some DAs or insurance commissioners just won't let us have the conversation. We have older systems we brought to the attention to modernize, but we don't have preferred name as a default. It's legal name.
Yeah. Thank you.
Other things, and HIV underwriting too in our community.
So, Ryan, doesn't it kind of look like Ryan Gosling? Actually, I've just realized. I might just start Ryan just to start. All right. No, could you tell us a little bit about how things interact where you work as well?
Yeah, so I work at Cedars-Sinai. Heard of it? It's right in my backyard. It's like 2 blocks away from here and like 6 blocks away from my house, it's really cool to. It's really cool to really like your job. That's the first really cool thing.
That's true.
And then it's really cool to be able to walk to work and do some of the kind of exciting things I've done. I program CS Link. If any of you go to Cedars-Sinai, you've heard of my CS Link. You use the app. My friends program the app. I program the thing that the doctors and nurses use, basically. So I service any outpatient department, tons of specialties. But a few years after I started at Cedars, I just kind of started self-leading. I kind of appointed myself as the lead of our SOGI. It was called SOGI back then, SOGI, Sexual Orientation, Gender Identity. Since then, it's turned into SGN. We love acronyms, which is sex, gender, name, because it's just kind of more all-encompassing. And what that work involves is everything, all of the data points about a patient, things like preferred name, gender identity, sex assigned at birth, sexual orientation. We have an organ inventory for patients. So for trans patients, we can document which organs they were born with, which organs they may have had surgically constructed, surgically removed. And all of these data points, especially sex assigned at birth and gender identity, are all so important and so pivotal to the success of successful patient care. For so many reasons, I could give so many examples.
Could you give an example? Because we talked about this.
Yeah, give us a couple of examples.
So if you have a trans woman, let's say a trans man, so someone who was born female, today their gender identity is male, they've updated their legal sex to male, so their ID card says male, which means that we can update their legal sex in the system to male. It's so important for that patient that their sex assigned at birth is documented as female, because we might send out mammogram notices with the yearly notices that we send all other cisgender women as a reminder, like, hey, in the event that you still have your breasts, like, this is something that you should think about doing. And there's just all of this little nuance and all of these things that come up that make us realize more and more how important it is to have these things documented. And I learn a lot along the way. Like, a lot of trans patients, you can choose that your gender identity is trans male or trans female. A lot of them just say, no, I don't want that one. I choose female, or I choose male, because that is how I identify. I don't need the trans part of this label on here. I want to identify as either the male or the female.
How often does that happen? Is that a rare occurrence that someone is like, hey, I don't want that trans word on there?
No, I wouldn't say it's rare, but it comes back to, like, it's just when a patient is denoted as trans or has pronouns, which we make very visible, we make a lot of this stuff visible to the clinician, seeing that bit of information is so important to the clinician, because there's so many clinical decisions that might be made differently or things that might be considered that they wouldn't have thought of in the first place. And so it's just important to have that data, which gets tricky and sticky because we're always asking patients like, hey, can you fill all this out and like be complete? And some people, it's a very personal thing for a lot of patients. But the more data we have, the better equipped a clinician is to kind of have conversations, ask questions that they wouldn't have asked, if they know that information.
This is a question for both of you, I guess, is how do you feel like we're making headway in welcoming the gay community into every workplace? I mean, obviously, that's a heated question in a way, but like you come into this synagogue, do you feel comfortable here? Do you feel more comfortable in the city? Do you feel as if you're able to be yourself?
We're extremely fortunate, being here. And I'm reminded of that when I meet others across the country. And, I do that. Our home office has put resources in building diversifying our workforce. It's been predominantly, white, male, and we want to look like the people that we're helping, right? So that's a diverse group, and we learn from each other. We've created a Pride at NM organization nationally to call in people, invite leadership to come ask us questions, hear our stories, ask for how to make things better. Because locally, there might be just one in the office in the South or in the Chicago or whatever that doesn't feel safe. And I think for someone to come out, you need three things. You need and feel comfortable. You need one at least to start: financial security, friends, or family. And friends and family can be really scary, but if you financially, your job can guarantee you stability, what a gift. How important that is, right? Because, people give so much to a company, it's nice to see that returned. I think it's a duty. And employers, we are forced to mix and learn from each other. So it's a great place to spread out everywhere else. We spend so much time at work, so
yeah,
it's an important job.
We live in a bubble that I love a lot. So I feel super comfortable here. I feel comfortable in this space. You all are so welcoming. It's a really great feeling. In the professional space, I feel the same and I'm in a hospital in Beverly Hills. It's like, we're very central and it's such a diverse patient population. I think just the nature of working in healthcare, I had to get used to it at the beginning when I would go to work and, people we're just, like you just hear someone talking about like a body part and female genitalia and it's just like, did they say that? And it's like, well, yeah, they did. They're working on this project for this doctor to be able to document this thing to improve and it's like, nothing is off base in a hospital. You're talking about everything. It's the human body, right? And so I'm desensitized in such a way. And so you're talking about all these things and especially now more than ever, trans care and non-binary care is such a part of the story and the picture. And so the more I talk about it and the more I educate others and work with providers and implement new tools, I think I'm exposing those around me to these new topics that maybe they're unfamiliar with or maybe even uncomfortable with. I don't have a ton of conversations. I just had someone come to me the other day, and it's just because she knows that I'm a safe person to come to. She said, someone asked me if I was an ally or family. And I said I'm family because I wasn't sure what she meant. And I was like, oh, if a gay person asks if you're family, they're asking if you are also gay. Are you also in the LGBT community? And she's like, oh my God, I said the wrong thing. I was like, it's fine. You're an ally.
I've never heard that.
You're an ally. Yeah, back in the day when people had to, everything was coded. In the 60s, 70s, 80s, everything was coded. So it was like, if someone said, are you family? They were literally asking, are you gay? Are you safe for me to talk to or to converse with about this?
Wow.
But a fun story about, in the healthcare space, to kind of go on like, are you accepted or other people accepted? Epic is the software manufacturer that makes CS Link basically. And Epic is software that's in hospitals all across the country. When they first came out with these tools to denote a patient's preferred name and sex assigned at birth and gender identity. Some hospitals in some areas said, we don't want that, turn that off. And Epic said, tough. We're not turning that off. These are patients. We understand your view and we respect your view. These are patients of all shapes and sizes and colors walking through your doors. This will remain, this is functionality that will never be able to be turned off. I thought that was really cool.
Yes. Yeah. So, you're talking, both of you live in kind of a physical world. One literally physical, the other one has to do with money, right? I guess that might not be physical with crypto and all that. But where do you find the spiritual place in this aspect of the work that you do? Is there any way that you kind of attach to it in your heart? Is there a way that it makes you feel as if there's something else happening besides just the work that you're doing in these areas? Is there anything that you could, I know that's a rough question. It's a tough question. I mean, I have ideas about it from my point of view as a rabbi and how I think about it, but I really would be curious to know if you've thought about it in a spiritual way.
I think the way I think about this, I really hope I don't cry. This work means like so much to me. And it's really, I think my spiritual version of that is just, I want to be good people, to be good to people. I want people to be good to me. And this work allows me to show up for a community that, if we're talking about trans and non-binary specifically, a community that's going through so many of the same things that I've already been through. Like we were talking earlier, like, it's almost old news being a cisgender gay guy, especially in LA. Like, my whole focus and my whole social concern is for the transgender folks who have been there the entire time and no one has paid as much attention to, and is now fighting for what they need, clinical things that they need and social support that they need. And so I think what like warms my heart is showing up for communities that I don't yet fully understand. I mean, I'm constantly learning every day. I went into this project knowing like I realize I know a sliver of this. Like, they have their community and they have their community and I understand my community, but this is brand new. And so it's so impactful and just kind of heartwarming to do whatever I can to help all of these disenfranchised people that I witness being disenfranchised in a way that I, in many ways, no longer am.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
For me, the work that I do is, I think, really important. Putting things in place to make sure people are protected, whether or not, something happens. And what really is motivating is, our community wasn't talked to that much. Or there's 75 gay advisors out right now at the company, across the country. So, if you're if you're gay and you want a advisor to talk to about your relationship, your goals, or things like that, there's not that many of me, too, right? And it's really important that you have that trust to protect. So I'm very fortunate in my way that I get to impact all my friends. Yeah. I have 300 clients. I think half of them are my friends and they're part of the community. And that's really cool. And then, as far as helping people feel better and comfortable and safe in their workplace. Yeah. Being a part of that through our councils and, word of mouth and meeting with leadership and making them listen. So, tikkun olam, if you will.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I really love you have your sticker with you? I really love that they use Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha as the theme of Pride Month, and that, love your neighbor as yourself. And the thing that always occurs to me is we're all human beings, right? No two of us in this room are the same. None of us. We're so different, except maybe Lizzie and I. A lot of people think we're exactly alike. Even the twins. No two people. Everybody is so different and so unique. And so there isn't, a normative way to live. There's just how human beings live. And I wish we could get there, right? All that matters is you're a living, breathing person. That's what matters. I wish we could actually get there. And I believe we were talking this beforehand. The work has just begun. It's only been, since 1969. I think Stonewall is the name of the...
Stonewall riots.
What is it?
Stonewall riots.
The Stonewall riots in '69, and it was in Greenwich Village, New York, and the police went in, and literally the way I'd read it was, if you have less than 3 pieces of clothing
Gender conforming
that
clothing.
are gender conforming clothes.
Yeah, the police raided Stonewall Inn, which was an establishment that queer and gay and trans and folks congregated because they had nowhere to go. And so the police had done many raids in that day. But this one day, they raided the Stonewall Inn, and they arrested anyone that wasn't wearing at least three pieces of gender-conforming clothing. And that, it had happened before, but that was just a spark that led to 5 days of civil unrest and riots and protests.
Right.
And that was what really sparked an international gay rights movement.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank
you.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks.
Yay! And
And just to come and be open and talk with us about your lives is really, really appreciated. And I wish we had like a gift to give you, but we don't.
I'll give you guys big hugs.
Yeah, we'll give you hugs. It's going to be,
The
I'll
gift
cue
is,
you in.
you're the gift for being on our board, Mark. And Nicholas, you are the husband of a board member.
That's right.
So you're first man.
You know what they call that? You know what they call that?
Huh.
Lucky. Let's go to page 282. We have Aleinu. Please rise.
Okay, good idea. 282. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוצר הארץ, ומושבים קרוב בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו עינון, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ
ביום
ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated for a moment. I'd like to invite Michelle Kalt to read a special reading, and I just wanted to say that, it should be on, that this reading is from, if you remember, there was a nightclub in Orlando. I think it was 2019. And this poem was written by a rabbi after that occasion. And I think it would be appropriate, especially talking about Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Okay, Michelle.
Love wins. A pride prayer. One day, the words coming out will sound strange. Oppression based on gender or orientation will be a memory. History to honor and remember. The pain of hiding, repressing, denying. Honoring the triumphs of those who fought to be free, remembering the violence and the vitriol that cost lives. When love wins, when love really wins a long last, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love your neighbors, yourself, will be as natural is breathing. One day, love will win every heart. Fear will vanish like smoke, and tenderness for all will fill all our hearts. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Love wins in the end. All genders, all orientation, all people, all true expressions of heart. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Let this day come speedily in our day, a tribute to the many and the diverse, gifts from heaven, a tribute to love, true and deep, each of us for one another. V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha.
So as we turn to page 294 and Kaddish Yatom, I think the first people that we mention are all of those that have died for who they were, simply for that. But we also turn to those in our congregation who have died in the last month, whose families are observing Shloshim, especially remember Yetta Rosenberg and Sidney Carey Cole and Edgar Simon. I always need to mention that he was 107 when he passed away. And last 10 days, just buried this week, was Roy Young, very active member in the congregation. And our thoughts go out to his family. I'd like to ask if there's anyone here observing Shloshim, even if they were mentioned, if you'd please stand and tell us who you're here to say Kaddish for. Is there anyone observing a yahrzeit on this Shabbat, the anniversary of a loved one's passing? Warren's family here. Yeah.
Louis Wiener, Florence Mudrick, Alvin Selman, Marvin Lieberman, Rabbi Mindy Portnoy, Isidore Levin, Rachel Scher, Stephen Coonan.
We also remember on this Shabbat Irv Sobel, Uriel Krieger, Rose Kortz, David Goldstein, E.D. Friedman, and my grandmother Gertrude Aaron. Let us rise together as a community. We say Kaddish for those who have no one to say it for them. Say it for those lost in the Holocaust, all those lives lost in the last 4 years from COVID. We have to add all that have died since October 7th. And we say Kaddish Yatom together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'l'olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דאמירן ביעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום Aleinu vel kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to the whole world. And let us say, amen. You may be seated.
Okay, we just have a couple of announcements, and actually there's one TV on, so you can look up there. YoPro. Now, Mark and Nicholas and I are senior YoProers, But you too can be senior year. We're coming up with a name for that. We're aging out. Young
Senior
professionals.
young professionals?
Yes. Senior young professionals. Someone wants to come up with a name for that? I don't know. Anyways, please join us next Thursday at 6 p.m. somewhere that I don't know where it is because I'm too old to go. No, I'm joking. I'm not really joking, actually.
In 1 year, you're too old.
In like 6 months. Anyways, if you want to hear more about young professional opportunities, etc., please reach out to Rabbi Albin, who is not too old. Okay. Next. I'm really, really excited. Next Saturday, a week from tomorrow, we have our Sisterhood of Emmanuel, Unlocking Your Inner Artist Shabbaton. I'm looking everyone here. Register. If you want to be with a bunch of women, come be with a bunch of women. Now I'm losing my words. If you identify as female, please join us. But also, if you want to come, just come. We are going to be making mezuzot. We are going to be working with Cynthia Levy, who is the best hostess. I've been to her parties, and I asked her to come and do mixology and charcuterie, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to be really fun. Michelle Aaron is going to be unlocking your inner theme song. I'm sure everyone wonders what my inner theme song is, right, Rabbi Aaron? Okay. And then another project with Rabbi Alvin, who's wonderful. So please RSVP this weekend because we got to make sure to have enough food. Last, I think there's only one more. Register for religious school. If the registration is up and working, if you know how database and registration is difficult, like Nicholas probably could tell you, we should talk to Nicholas. He maybe could help us.
Let's talk to him.
But anyways, religious school starts again in September, and we love our community, so please register your kids, starting in kindergarten. Is that it? Last but not least, Rabbi Aaron is going to introduce this.
If you see there on June 26th at 7 p.m. in this
7
spot
a.m.
where we are right now, we have the USC Hillel director, David Cohn, who's going to talk to us about what's been happening on college campuses. So if you know anyone that's a high school student, a college student, or knows a high school or college student, or has heard of a high school or college student, everyone is welcome to hear about what's going on, and half of it will be him talking, and then the other half will be us asking questions. So if you have questions about what's been going on campuses, please join us.
And I would say there are so many colleges just in Los Angeles, and it's important for us to understand what's happening literally down the block.
Yes.
So, for year 17, I don't even know how many years we've been doing this, we are going to... Oh, wait, look it! Mazel tov, Harrison! Look at your... You kind of look like Danny from Grease there a little bit. Looks like you're wearing a leather coat. Anyways, we're really excited for you tomorrow, Harrison. Mazel tov. Okay, last but not least, we're going to end the service by standing up, putting our arms around each other, and singing the only thing that we could possibly close Pride with, Vishamru, to Lady Gaga's Born This Way. All right. Let's see if I get this right. Beni uvein bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat v'dorotam berit olam. Here we go. V'shameru bnei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asod et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את הארץ. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. תגידי, ושמרו בני ישראל. 3 times. Shabbat vayinafash. Uvayom hashvi. Shabbat vayinafash.
Shalom. You're blessed when you came in here. May you be blessed when you go forward. Shabbat
Baruch atah
Shalom.
Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Hamotzi lechem